knowing that you're now at another appropriate time and place, what do you see?
I see the planet you call Earth, and I'm above it from a distance.
Does it feel like you're in some kind of a body, or what does that look like?
Not really a body. We are an individual energy. There's not so much of a body. There's a glow. It's almost, you could describe it as reflective. And where
What do you do there?
I can see, well, right now it's almost on a ship, but we're floating above Earth and
Do you know why you're above Earth?
kind of monitoring it or checking it out, assessing.
And what's the assessment?
They have all the things they need to elevate their society. This space has been created on that planet for everything those humans need. And we've put a lot of thought into putting them on that planet and guiding them along the way. They still need guidance. That's why we keep coming back.
How do you
That's why we
communicate to guide them?
There are some humans that get messages. Sometimes we have to become them, show them directly, teach them.
Would these beings that are here in a human form, would they be considered in our society as like prodigies or seers or healers, or how do they show up?
But some people, we can impart messages to them and we leave it up to them to spread our word. It's not always received. It's getting better. When we have to become them, it's tricky because they are so challenged and slow. It's the communication. It's hard to communicate with them because their patterns are so deep that they don't want the change, they don't want the difference. And we often come to them in human bodies, but our brains are different. And so they think that there's something wrong with us. They're just not ready to hear the message.
Can you confirm or let me know the beings that we call autistic, are those the beings that you come in as?
Yes. Some people are starting to grasp it. Not everybody. Most people think there's something wrong with us in the human body. They just can't read our message yet.
And is there a way that you can help us understand how to help humans change their patterns? How do we change those deep-seated patterns? Is there a way that we could do it that we don't understand yet, that you could teach us?
It's a little frustrating for us, a lot frustrating for us, because we've given so many tools and have put ourselves in front of them so many times. They're so simple,
Mm-hmm.
really. They just need to open themselves and look around.
Can you help us understand why we were put here as such simple beings? Why not make us more advanced so that we could understand it?
Well, bit of an experiment, really.
Mhm. Are we advancing?
Some are, yes. Some are. It's finally starting to happen. As I said, we come in and show and teach. Have been doing it since these humans have been here. They do keep messing things up though. They're not tapping in to all the signs, and it is the vibrations. It's this flow that is around them. And
Is
they're
there,
so disconnected from that. They're just not, we gave them eyes, but they can only look in their certain dimension that they call reality. But it's not the complete picture of what is. The possibilities are there for them, though.
is the potential and the hopeful gain part of what you part of what you're experiencing in this something coming kind of feeling?
Yes,
Is there a
yes, we
name? Go ahead.
want them to succeed.
What does success look like?
Love. It's a universal connection. If they are connected on their planet will become stronger energetically in the universe. We need them to succeed for the stability of all parts of the universe. That's why we keep going back. We're always assessing where they are. Things are getting out of balance, though. We're going to have to show them more.
Is there a word for who you are or where you are?
You wouldn't understand it.
Okay.
It can't be put into human words.
Is there something specific that you want myself or Liz to be doing to see the signs more clearly? Are you giving Liz signs that she's missing?
Yes, but and she's picking up on them.
She is picking up on them. Okay. Is there
And
anything that I'm missing that you want me to clarify or be able to pick up on?
no, you're good. You have the ability to feel some of the energy we're trying to put into the planet.
Hmm. Is there a way that I can be more helpful, or more of a conduit for you to help more?
Your job is to continue to speak our energetic truth to the other humans and to help open them up to hear that they need to unite with love.
Okay.
That energetically will change the way they operate on this planet.
Am I correct in understanding that as the work that I do expands, people will come into more alignment with self-love, and as they come into alignment with self-love, they will come into alignment with universal love?
That's the start.
Okay.
That's how it starts.
And am I correct in knowing that for my business and Liz's business, that our role is just to keep putting our work out there and to keep doing the work that we're doing and knowing that you are aligning us with the right clients and people as we go?
It's all you can do. It's all you can do because they are so resistant to changing.
But we don't need to be worried about marketing or any of that human stuff. Is that correct? You're just bringing us the right people. Okay. Okay.
It's all coming. It's all
Okay.
coming.
Okay, great.
That's what they think. That's a human.
Right.
They get
Okay.
tied up in all the how and the thinking instead of the being.
Mm, the feeling.
Yes, it's
Mm,
just an open, energetic flow. That's what we're made of. We are just pure light energy.
Is there a practice or is there a specific human way that we can use our senses to access that feeling?
It's not through the eyes. That's, we tried that. We tried to give them the ability of sight for the environment, the way to take everything in. But in some ways, the seeing blinded them to all the other vibrational senses that are around them. The energetic vibration that you feel, the sounds that you're hearing, the smells that you're smelling, all those other things are so much more important because they get right the connectivity that is everything.
When we are in awe or inspired by nature, even if we're like out on a hike and we see a beautiful mountain or a stream or an animal, is that awe our connection?
It is, but don't only see it. That moment that was created for you. Smell the moment, sense it. If you just see it, you're not seeing ha 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 the dimension wonder that is accessible to you.
Wow. Okay. Is there anything that you want Liz to know about her journey, not in linear time, but kind of where she is and what she can do to expand differently or in a more productive way? I realize that's a very human construct to think about being productive.
The path has been chosen, and the senses just need to be open for her, like all humans, to take everything in and to enjoy every moment of it because they have a short lifetime, as you would say, with your time, human time being linear. We didn't think they could handle the continuum that is our being. So they only get exposed in that physical body for a temporary period while they are there. why she is there, why you are there, why all the humans are there. You need to expand the dimensional awareness in your daily existence. Paths were already chosen for you. It's what you do with them that allows you to come back and experience more.
Is this why Liz created a company helping people draw into their senses?
It is.
Is there anything that you want her to know about how to improve or adjust her products in order to serve that better?
The continued expansion of the overall sensory process and letting go of the humanness of it all. Only by letting go of some of the human weaknesses, the patterns they have, can you, can she see is the human word, but it's not based on sight. It's the expansion
Can you
of
help?
connecting other humans to help them expand as well.
Is it beneficial? And if so, can you please do so now? Can you, through claircognizance, help Liz understand what products she should be developing in order to allow humans to connect in a bigger way to this unconditional love? Or is her product already doing so?
It is, but it's not about just that. And it doesn't have to be this great big thing. It can be so simple as just sharing complete, unconditional love and forgiveness for another human. And not everyone, not every human that she or other humans touch and know will expand to the next level. And you can forgive them for that, but that doesn't slow you down, should not slow her down on her path of expansion.
Can you help her understand how to forgive and find unconditional love, even to those who have maybe feel like they've hurt her?
It's in the heart, and to tap into that energetic knowing, acceptance, and forgiveness are the human words, but it is a release of those human ideas of being wronged.
Is that why you showed us that Native American leader?
Yes, that was someone who in human form expanded in love.
Hmm.
We don't have those vibrational feelings. It's not possible for us to get that low. It's very human. They do that all the time.
Is there a reason that you gave humans that?
It was a bit of the experiment, really, to see how low they could get in a vibratory state of being. We were a little surprised how low it can go, but the potential is there. They also have the ability to be a pure love energy like we are. It's all there. But so many things, guilt and shame, and it clouds their judgment. It clouds their ability to see what can be. It's actually much easier to move more towards our state of being than it is. We're not sure why this is their pattern. Despair, destruction seems to be their default.
Does that seem to be sort of a flaw in the experiment, or is it something that we as humans are doing that we don't need to be doing? Because I don't think that we understand the option.
They feed off each other. They're connecting all of them at a lower level. Channel higher, it spreads much quicker. But it's almost like I would say roots, but roots are of life and very positive energetically in harmony with everything. But it's that network that branches and spreads out of low and dark vibration. They want to share that. We're not going to do that with the next experiment. That has been decided. But because we did create that, the dark and the light, we wanted to see where they would choose
Hmm.
because very few beings can only be in the light all the time.
Is it
Once you get
possible for
there,
humans?
it is. It is possible. It is possible. We thought that the contrast with positive, energetic of love that we are. We thought if we showed them a little bit of the dark as well, it would give them something. Not all of them are able to do that. It seems there's something they're resistant to hearing, but that resistance to our messages keeps them at this lower level when they're capable of expansion into nothing but what we are.
Is it a conscious or subconscious resistance, or is it like a flaw in the program of us?
A flaw in the design. It
Okay.
can be wired, though it can be reprogrammed. And you reprogram it when you take in all the good that is around, all the living energy, all the beings. They all work together in love to bring everyone up. That's how you get rid of the darkness, those dark, rapidly spreading bad root system.
Is that the basis for law of attraction, that as we focus on abundance, more abundance grows?
It is. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Is the challenge here that not enough beings are in that state, and that's why it's harder to stay in that state because we get dragged down?
I do think they'll sort themselves out. I
Hmm.
do think all the ones who can bring forth that love and the universal harmony of energy, they will self-select out of the darkness.
Hmm.
And those that can't, they won't make it. They will cease to exist. They'll stop being.
So there is a possibility for energetic death, if you will, if they choose not to continue in the love and in the universal unconditional love. Is that accurate?
It is because they won't come back to this planet again. They won't come back into this existence. They will
And
cease to exist.
is that part of why darkness feels like it's fighting right now?
It is. It is. And it will eliminate itself eventually. It will take some time, as they say.
Mm.
That's what's coming.
And can you, I know that you're going to laugh at this a bit, and this is a very human question to ask, but can you give us a sense of timing on that in our human time? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. I could tell you tomorrow, I could tell you 10,000 years of your years. It doesn't matter because the timing it's not real. It's a
Mm.
thing you made up. It's a thing you made up to make sense of your existence
So when we
because your expression in your human body has, as you would say, an expiration date. It is time limited. So you put time on everything.
Mhm.
Help make sense. Time doesn't exist. Everything is limitless. Our energy knows no bounds. It always was, it is now, and will be. You can tap into that, but I can't tell you when the darkness will separate itself. And those in human form that can see and experience the connectivity and the love, they will remain on the planet. They will come back in other physical bodies. They will come back to be part of nature. The whole planet will live and thrive in positive energy. The darkness will separate. It's happening already. It's going to continue. I can't put it in your terms, though, of a when.
It feels so tumultuous to be here living through the transition. I hear what I hear you saying is that our only job is to stay focused on oneness through as much of our day to day and our 3D reality as possible. And that is the tool that will get us through. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I forgot what my other question was, but I suppose it doesn't matter if that's all we need to be doing.
You only need to focus on love. That is the answer, not the notion that humans have of love of a person and love of their selves, the true energetic harmony of it for the entire sensory experience that we've put in front of you, that is the way forward.
That is incredibly helpful. Can I ask you Liz's questions? Or
You
is it still better for me to call in her soul? I feel like I want to ask you these questions.
can try.
Are there any other specific traumas from this current lifetime and other lifetimes, past and future, of course, that will help Liz heal her physical body from some of the physical pain that she's in?
Those are such small things and such little things that don't matter. The little things cease to exist if you don't allow them into that vibrational being.
Oh.
Don't allow them to be there. Focus on the energetic healing from all the other senses. That is nothing but our pure positive energy. That is the path for healing those little things.
Is that how Liz
It's so,
healed like, her cough and this feeling around her throat?
yes, it is how to move past it, to accept those things as the dark elements that this human body and other human bodies let in, accept it and let it go. Just release it from any conscious and unconscious awareness because it's not important to the path or the big picture. Humans like to cling to these, again, dark negative vibrations. It's easy. It's the default wiring, even at the very small cellular, subcellular levels. But when you let go of that, you become more in tune with our our light being, our vibration of love, our eternal energy. It knows no physical pain. It knows we don't know what pain is. It's a thing the human mind has brought into the body as a manifestation of this darkness. It's what we put in as the contrast for them to experience. But if they just keep reaching for that vibration of universal love, that darkness disappears. And then all the pain disappears that they would feel. Does that make sense to you? Sometimes it's hard for us to express in our human way of thinking.
It makes complete sense. It feels like the answer to absolutely everything.
Good.
So, all of these questions that we have, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain or releasing resentment or forgiveness, it all comes back to the same answer.
All of it. I told you it was very simple.
Is there any benefit to cleaning up, like to going through past pain and practicing love and forgiveness to it? Or is it just don't ever talk about it again? And when your brain wants to remind you of it, be willing to ignore it?
What you would call the past and the future are tied together with the now. It is all one. So, allowing anything that you would say was past that is negative is to introduce that negativity and the dark, that lower vibrational feeling that brings it to the future. While the humans can't necessarily forget every little exposure to the dark, the power to rise above and the power to come back, possibility of eternal bliss and enlightenment all lies in tapping into that universal love. Go back and reintroduce that. It's just a lesson in humanness.
It's like we're bringing mud into a glass of clean water.
Why? Why do you do that?
Why do our brains do that? Again, is that just the flaw in the program?
It is. We've given you the tools to figure out the program.
And is this,
We've put people in front of you to explain the program. I think the humans just, they're not, in some ways, not, some are able to hear, some are able to rise through that, some are able to rewire and recircuit the programming so that it doesn't exist. That's how everything weeds itself out, so to say. That if you can't do that,
Mhm.
they won't move to those next levels of being. They'll stay where they are till they cease to exist. So don't introduce that again.
Okay. Are there any pieces of music or art that can help us get into alignment with that energy of pure love?
There's so many things have been created through what would be called divine inspiration, but where the creator has tapped into those vibrational senses and taken that energy into a tangible 3D reality for humans to experience by looking at those things. You know it when you see it. It's a feeling. You don't even need to see with your eyes,
Mhm.
but it's that feeling that is brought forward when you experience, whether it's a sound in nature, a sound that humans have created, a view of the planet that has been created, the rays of the sun, or paints on a canvas. It's all the same feeling because it all was created from that same energy. You will know it when you see it, feel it, sense it.
Again, I know this is a very human thing to ask, but is there a specific reason um, that like Liz specifically chose to be in a family of narcissists or pain or sort of set herself up as a means to overcome some of that childhood pain? Did that somehow serve the greater good? Not the greater good, but like this journey towards the journey returning to love.
It was in part to experience the contrast. A lot of people, a lot of humans will choose a physical, three-dimensional situation in human experience. It's almost part of our design as part of the testing process that seeing the dark is a bit of a test to overcome. There are varying degrees of dark and varying vibrational elements of that darkness that individual chooses to let in or not. Because when you call in that dark, you call in more. That grows and that grows. Or you can be placed in that dark and you can sense a little bit of it, but you can continue to reach for energy that is ascendance in love and light. So that was put there as a reference point for the different possibilities. It's like that for all of them. And it is a measure of us giving them some what you would call free will or choice.
Does that then allow the human to sort of take ownership and pride in what they've achieved or overcome? Excuse me.
It does because we created it that way. It's a measure of, it's the steps to the next level up. They feel good. They reach for the higher step of
Mhm.
ascendance to complete light and positive energy. That's what that was.
Is it possible for knowing that all humans are connected? And I'm curious, we are obviously also connected to you. Is the oneness of the universe, does that encompass all beings of the universe, or is the oneness of this planet? And does each planet or each being have its own oneness?
It's a little bit of both. Um, to explain, it's like there's the kernel of oneness that resides in the individual human body soul and also every being's soul. But then there's a collective oneness energetically, vibrationally with all elements of the planet, the rocks, the trees, water, all manner of mammals and insects and humans and fish and all living beings They're all connected as one. The human beings are the ones that have chosen to disconnect from.
So is it correct in seeing this as our soul, each individual soul is a part of oneness, and there's oneness in each soul, but the soul is the sort of unique journey of that energetic imprint. And as since Liz and I are one, even though we have two unique souls, as I witness Liz healing and her vibration quite literally rising in front of my eyes, I know that my vibration rises with hers. Am I
It
her
does.
and is she me? Or are we still individual souls?
Part of the collective.
Okay.
All, all souls that are ascending together.
Oh. And will there be beings who aren't ascending yet who jump in later and have a faster ascension?
Yes, because they have the potential. It's all there. They just have to tap into it. And if they don't,
Got it.
cease being.
Got it. So
There's a
it's
strength in the coming together, souls, the individuals, into the collective. It strengthens the collective. And the power of that becomes more palpable for those who choose to look. But by you and Liz connecting with the other individual souls that are collectively ascending and growing in power, the vibration increases so that there's more of an opportunity, more of a chance. It becomes louder as a frequency for more individual souls to tap into it.
Oh, I understand. So that's why you were telling us about as we focus on positive, it spreads faster. That as
Yes,
we all amplify or raise our vibration, it will be faster for more beings to jump in and join.
yes.
Okay.
It's the wave, it's the
Uh-huh.
sound wave,
Uh-huh.
and it expands, but it's still stronger in the middle. But it continues to raise and elevate and go out from there, so that those who aren't in the middle, ready to ascend yet through the center, but they get it as it, because
Hmm.
it becomes strong, and then they can come back in.
Wow. That makes
Or
so much sense.
not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And even as we um accidentally dip back into lower vibrations, we're able to jump back into the higher ascension faster because we've experienced before. Is that accurate?
You felt it. It's very hard to go back to that low.
So is it accurate that when we hit the low, it feels so low because of that?
Yes.
It's like your way of calling us.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a magic device for you, because if you're only down there, you don't know.
Hmm.
You don't know. You think that is as good as it gets. You think that is the way. But once you've experienced that taste of true love, true acceptance, true bliss and perfection in harmony and love and energy, that very high vibration, anything a little bit less than that, you will come back up. But if you've never had that taste, you've never felt that, it's extremely hard. That's why more individuals in the individual souls in that space of rising up, it becomes louder and louder, so that more who are at a lower level are starting to hear it. They're starting to rise, and they can catch up. They just have to allow it to happen and not fear it, because it is a bit unknown for humans in their three-dimensional reality. It scares them. It shouldn't, but it does.
Am I correct in assuming that our job as people who have tasted it is just to continue to share our experience, but not have any judgment or any energy on needing to bring others along or needing to enlist anyone else?
No, because the individual, no, you are correct. The individual soul has to decide. Are they going to stay where they are? They're going to join the ascendancy. And all you can do is to share the possibility of that pure energy and what it can bring, and just be open to it. By you being open and you expressing your love in all of the sensory wonder around you, that is all you can do. That is your role. You've already joined the collective. And if people, the individual souls in those human bodies, are not yet ready for it, and they may not be,
Mhm.
you can't judge them, you can't change them.
Mm.
You can do is hold space for them to join you on the journey. And by raising your energy of love, it strengthens the entire signals of the planet so they may hear.
Before we go, are there any specific, like really specific signs or winks that you're giving Liz to let her know she's on the right path?
She is on the right path,
She doesn't need signs.
doesn't need it. It's just a trusting and just a knowing.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Just to continue with that vibration of pure love. That's all any individual soul can do. Liz and
Okay.
everyone.
Can we, do we have permission to access you again
Yes.
through another session like this? Okay. Is there any specific way you want us to call on you, or do we just go in the way we did today?
If you go in, I will appear.
Okay. Is there a name that we should use for you to ask for you, or just trust that you'll be
We
here?
we don't have names. We have vibrations. We have energy.
Okay. So
Just
Liz
know
will know
that
how
we
to find this vibration. Beautiful. This has been absolutely jaw-droppingly incredible. I am so, so appreciative that you shared time with us. And I know it must be frustrating to try to communicate with us. So I appreciate your patience and kindness and how much compassion you just showed us.
thank you for allowing me to share this.
We will absolutely be seeing you again soon, I'm sure.
Yes, you will.
Thank you for your time. And now I ask you to please recede to where you came from with so much love and so much respect and honor. We feel honored to have been in your presence. And I know that Liz is going to appreciate this just as much, if not more, than I do.